Shalom all, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your New Moon Musings reading for the new moon that happened on March 18th. And today we are exploring the Waxing Gibbous phase. And the Waxing Gibbous phase is happening on March 29th through to the 31st. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, we are pulling cards from the Creatures Tarot, and just as a refresher, in the last phase, we were exploring joy and reasons to celebrate our collaborations and our community with the Three of Cups. And now let's see what we've got coming up for us during this window of time. This window of time, I feel, I'm feeling like I need to pull two, that there's going to be a bit of a shift in the energy, a shift in your focus, a shift in your flow. So let's see what that's all about. Yes, Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is a card of swift release. It is a card of, often represents travel. It's also Wands energy. So it's our soul energy, it's passions, the fires, the fuel that we use to get through our day-to-day lives. And then you've also got the Strength card. And the Strength card is that Leo energy. It is the card of the ego. It's also the card of our empowerment and inner strength. And I like to see this card as the inner child card as well, doing that inner child work. So this particular phase, it's going to be really important that you understand that whatever is wanting to go, you need to release it. You need to let it go. Do not try to, contain the butterfly in your hands. Do not try to hang on to anything. This is a time of detachment, allowing whatever happens to happen. And there's strength in that. And sometimes it takes strength to say, okay, I love you enough to let you go, even though that's not what I want. I keep seeing in my mind's eye parents and children a lot. So like kids, saying, I want to do this thing, I want to do that thing. And maybe they've been talking about it for a while, and you keep trying to encourage them to do the opposite or to do the other, or to say, no, you're not allowed. This is going to be the window of time where when they bring it up, you say, okay, fine, you do it. But understand that every action has a consequence, right? And sometimes it's a great consequence, and sometimes it's not so great a consequence. But if you're making this choice, you're responsible for the outcome that occurs. And I feel like it's about giving people the opportunity to really stand in their own power, even if standing in their own power is judged as a mistake, or they choose something that takes them down a difficult path. Trust that that is the path that they are meant to take. I also have to point out that the Strength card in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot is the number 8. And we've got the Eight of Wands. So that energy of 8 is mastery. Mastery. This is a window of time where each of us is going to be focusing on mastery. And it is the mastery of letting go, recognizing what we can control and what we cannot, and allowing things to unfold organically, allowing the enlightenment to show up in your life and in other people's lives without direct interference from your ego space, without direct interference from the fear-based control dynamics that I'm going to tell you right now, we all have it to some degree. I happen to be, a control freak, A-type personality, so I've got it across the board, and I'm always having to, sort of work my way back. Not saying that everybody is an A-type control freak, but everybody has an area in their life where they feel completely out of control, or where they feel that they must, understand or know this thing in order to be able to function and to move forward. And this is a window of time, I feel, where the universe is saying to us, just trust in the process. Trust that what wants to be released, it needs to be released on purpose, because it is bringing you into something that is going to be more enlightening, something that is going to bring you to the peak of the mountain, which ultimately is the direction that you're wanting to take. Trust in that. I also find it interesting that the last couple of phases, we got a lot of nighttime energy, midnight energy, moonlight and starlight energy. And now we're stepping more into the sun. So you've done the internal work, and now it's externalizing what you have developed, what you have thought about, what you have brought into being, or what you are bringing into being. I also just want to say one final thing, and I think this came up last month too. I'm not 100% sure. I don't always remember what comes through in readings, but there's something kind of niggling at me. The Eight of Wands, what I keep seeing around this card during this window of time is also that movie Contact with Jodie Foster, when they get the alien schematics to create this egg-shaped thing that she's supposed to be dropped into the center of this thing, and she's going to be able to go and meet these aliens, or whatever, it's first contact, right? And in the schematics, nowhere does it give the rider or the astronaut a chair. And so in humanity's infinite wisdom, and I say that tongue in cheek, they decide they're going to put a chair, and they strap the chair up, and all the things and the stuff. And Jodie Foster's character says, no, that's not in the schematics. And they're like, it's a deal breaker. Either you accept that you're going to have to be strapped in this chair, or you don't go. And she's like, okay, well then I'm going to go. Well, when they're launching, everything is shaking and vibrating so violently, and she's in this chair, and the chair feels like it's going to rip itself from the bolts and the hinges. And at one point, it's so bad that she decides, I'm okay to go. I'm going to just detach myself from the seatbelt, and I'm going to just, take things as they come. And what she finds is there's no gravity, right? And she's able to float. And the second she gets out of that chair, the chair breaks away from its structure, and it slams it's like magnetic. It slams up against the side of the craft. And she looks at that and she's like, see, we always think that we know best, but sometimes we need to just trust in the process, that source knows better. And that's what I feel is the main focus here for this waxing gibbous phase. So source knows better, March 29th through the 31st. Trust in the process. Allow whatever needs to go, because it's going to work in your favor. All right, guys, so that is our waxing gibbous phase as part of our new moon musing cycle that occurred with the new moon on March 18th. As always, sending you guys so much love and support. Click the bell, share this information with anyone that you feel could benefit from this type of guidance. Check out the join button to see how you can become a fabulous phoenix. Let's keep the conversation going if it resonates. And otherwise, guys, we will see you on the flip side in a few days for our next phase, which is actually going to be the full moon and transform well.